What's up everybody, it's Sean here, back today to give you guys a review of the Aimé Leon Dore New Balance 991 in this tan colorway. Today's video is brought to you by who else? The good people from Heffelux. Heffelux is my all-time favorite sneaker insoles, and they sell eTPU insoles, which essentially is the same material you'll find in Adidas Boost. So if you're looking to add some additional comfort inside of your shoes, be sure to check out their website, which I've linked down below in the description box. You'll see they sell a variety of different insoles, so depending on the type of insole density and the cushioning setup you're looking for, you're going to find there's a suitable pair for anyone. So I've been a paying customer of Heffelux for years now, and to me, I personally find them to be very comfortable. So if you guys want to check them out and try a pair for yourself, be sure to use the code SEANGO at checkout and get 15% off your entire purchase. So this is the second of two colorways in the Aimé Leon Dore collaboration with New Balance on this made in UK New Balance 991 silhouette. Both this pair and the grey colorway that these came with both released on June 1st on Aimé Leon Dore's website through a raffle. So I actually managed to hit on both colorways. So these retailed for a hefty $275 US or a ridiculous 400 Canadian dollars, which is honestly pretty absurd, especially after you take into account conversion and the taxes and shipping. It still shouldn't end up being 400 Canadian dollars. But even with that high price point, obviously these were an instant sellout through that raffle, and the resale prices on the secondary market are even higher than the Canadian retail price. So I guess if you have buyer's remorse, you're probably able to get your money back and then some. So the style code for this shoe is M991LIO, and the colorway is tan. And like I mentioned from the start, this pair is made in New Balance's Flimby factory in England. So here's a quick look at the box. This comes in a custom branded box just for this release, and it's done in this gray colored cardboard with this green font on the top with the New Balance logo, and it reads Made in England, designed for Mulberry Street, which is where Aimé Leon Dore's New York store is based out of. So diving into the details of this shoe, the base layer here visible on the toe box, this is constructed out of this cream colored mesh. And as you can see, the mesh here is done in this open style with these large holes, as opposed to the more tightly wound mesh that New Balance shoes are typically constructed out of. Right above this in the center, we have this gray colored suede with a contrast green stitching, and then overlaid on either side of the toe box, we have a very soft green colored nubuck. Surrounding the front toe cap, here we have a very premium tan colored leather, which feels like it's a very high quality cut of leather. This same tan colored leather covers the eyelets of the shoe, and the top two eyelets are constructed out of a cream colored TPU material. Stitched on top of the mid panel, we have the New Balance N logo, which is done in this reflective 3M finish in green with an outline of white. And then moving downwards, we have more of that cream colored mesh that we saw earlier on the toe box with another overlay of green colored nubuck. Surrounding the back of the shoe, we have more of that tan colored leather, and in the center we have this oval shaped cutout revealing this woven branding with ALD on the left foot and 991 on the right foot. And on the very top of the heel, we have this gray colored suede, which feels very soft to the touch as well. As for the laces, so these come with three different lace options. The standard or default lace these come with is a flat style lace done in this cream or off-white color, but if you're not feeling these, they give you two other lace options, one in green and one in tan. Underneath this, the tongue is primarily constructed out of that same mesh material, and on the top of the tongue we have that gray suede once again with New Balance 991 embroidered in white. The back of the tongue and the interior of this shoe, this is lined in this cream colored textile, and then pulling out the insoles, these come with a well padded foam insole. It's done in this green colored finish on top, and we have this rectangular tag stitched on the heel with ALD branding. So the upper of the 991 sits atop this full length absorbed foam midsole. The midsole is painted in the sail color on the back and gray on the forefoot, and we have visible absorb protruding out of the forefoot, along with another piece protruding out the heel as well. And wrapping around the bottom of the heel, we have this TPU heel clip, which gives you added structure and support for the back end of the shoe. Finally, turning the shoe over to the bottom, here we have your classic 991 outsole. This is done in a combination of black and green colored rubber. We have absorb branding on the forefoot and New Balance branding on the heel. So that breaks down the look and the construction of these ALD 991s. And for those wondering about sizing, so I'm a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and if you guys watched my review of the gray pair, just to put it out there, I feel like the gray pair and this tan pair, they fit differently for me. So I don't know if it's just inconsistencies in the factory, and maybe my gray pair was made a little bit looser, whereas my tan pair was made a little bit more snug, but this pair definitely fit more tight on my foot, especially around this forefoot area right here. So whereas for the gray pair, I felt like my foot fit somewhere in between 9.5, which is a half size down, and true to size, which is a size 10. This one, in contrast, I feel like it was much more snug, and it almost felt like somewhere between 10 and 10.5 would have been ideal. So long story short, if you have narrow, normal, or slightly wide feet and you like more of that snug one-to-one fit, you can stick true to size, but if you have wider feet, you might want to consider going up a half size. Just to give you guys a point of comparison, I usually go a half size down or a 9.5 in New Balance silhouettes like the 992, the 990 V3, V4, V5, and most of my 550s as well. And in comparison, I usually stick true to size over a size 10 in most of my 991s, the 1500 and the 1530, along with the 997 and the 990 V2 because of its more narrow toe box. Next up in terms of the comfort, so the 991 is an okay shoe comfort-wise. It's not the most comfortable New Balance silhouette in my opinion though. I feel like the 991, especially underneath the forefoot, the foam is a little bit thinner, so I feel like it's not as cushioned as other New Balance silhouettes like the 2002R, the 992, or the 990 V3 to 5. And to add to that, I feel like the heel portion is much higher up off the ground compared to the forefoot, so you almost feel like you're a little bit slanted when you're wearing these. So all in all, while it's going to be fine for just everyday casual use, and some people may find these very comfortable, I personally wouldn't pick these near the top of my list when it comes to New Balance and comfort. Last but not least, in terms of the overall quality and the craftsmanship. So first off, material quality, I thought it was great. The leathers especially felt very impressive. You can tell that this is a very high quality cut of leather. And same thing with the suedes and the nubucks. I really had no complaints about the material quality at all. However, my pair had some issues with the craftsmanship. Specifically, there were a lot of extra long threads that I had to trim off myself. So I don't know if I just got a bad pair coming out of the factory, but it was more noticeable compared to the gray pair, which had very little to no errors at all. So let me know in the comment section down below, how was the quality control on your tan pair? So with all that out of the way now, let me lace these up and I'll show you guys how these look on feet. Between this one and the gray colorway, honestly both of them are really nice. The thing I like about the gray pair is that suede, I'm a sucker for suede on New Balance shoes, and I think the gray and the green combination is just a little bit more easy to pull off and it's a bit more versatile, and you can pair it with a wide range of outfits. This one in contrast though, I also really like these as well. I think it has much more of that sophisticated and mature vibe to it. And in hand, it really feels like it's a high quality product and it really feels elevated over other New Balance shoes that I have in my collection. And that's obviously because of this choice of this leather, which is definitely the star of the show. So I can totally understand why people have this one ranked over the gray pair. I just think for me and my style, I'd wear the gray one a lot more than these ones. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this tan colored ALD New Balance 991. What are your overall thoughts on this specific colorway? And for anyone watching, were you guys able to grab these ones? Did you hit on the gray one and take an L on this, or vice versa? Let me know down below if you guys got lucky. If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram as well at sgo8. Check me out on Twitter at sean.go and visit my website at seango.ca. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Another huge shout out goes out to the sponsor for today's video, Hefalux, and for everyone else, thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.